Hey folks, Ray Terry here, all-metal dryer vent, going to vent another dryer. Problem here is this condo was built in the 80s, I believe. It's got some years on it, doesn't look like it's very clean, pretty. However, the vent's flex hose through the structure. We don't even know where it goes really, don't care because it's done with all flex hose. So what we're going to do is pull this out. I'm going to come back to you, we're going to pull this out. Why don't we just go ahead and do it? Yeah, so we always open the door, grab it right there, it comes out. And here the flex hose is, zoom in here and catch that. As I was saying, flex hose is going down in the floor through the structure. We're going to take that off, actually put another hole right in the wall behind it and go up through the roof with the vent, all the way up, through, out, and through. So there you go. We're going to get on it, come back to you with different segments, showing you what we're doing, how we're doing it. We'll be back. Hey folks, what we're doing here is we've removed the vent, as you see, and what we're going to do is cut a hole in the wall, crawl up in the attic through the access hole, and this is really convenient, it's in the same room, and then we're going to come down that wall all the way down, go through the attic and out the roof. There you go. Hey folks, we figured it out, we do believe, but it's a lot of feeling your way through this thing. As you can see here, I cut a hole right here, went down, and I hit a stud right here. Well, then I jumped on the other side of that stud. Now I'm going to cut a hole big enough to put this elbow in that wall and make the connection with a pipe coming down, as we'll show you as we get there. So that'll be sticking out of the wall right there. Then the plan is to use this side vent periscope, cut it down to length, proper length, put metal full tape around all the seams and possible places for leakage. And then we're going to come in here and mount that. The dryer will slide back and engage the in the receiver. We're going to cover that hole right there with a small piece of 1/4-inch plywood because people don't like holes in their floors where rodents and bugs can come in. You get the picture. Anyway, we're going to take care of all this. We'll get back to you as we progress. We'll be back. Folks, as I told you, we're going to cut the periscope down and put an elbow in the wall, which we've cut the wall out, as you can well see. I put the periscope in there to fit it. You know, now I've got to bring a pipe down that wall yet and put it in here, and you always want to crimp in the airflow, in the direction of airflow. So note, crimping goes up always in the direction of airflow. Now, we're going to cut this off. One of the things about these periscopes, you have to cut them to length. And 10 snips are by far better to use than a hacksaw, or you could use a grinder with a metal cutting blade. It'd be pretty simple. But I found through a lot, let's just say a lot, of cutting these, that 10 snips work real well. And we rarely show this on video, so we thought we'd pop it in here to show you folks how it's done. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I'll just throw this one in here. These babies here made in America, Chinese made 10 snips, they're terrible. Don't buy them. And you know who sells them? Box stores. These were bought at a wholesaler house, made in America. That's all I'll say about that. See there? It doesn't have to be exact, perfect, straight, because you're going to metal foil tape it anyway. So we're going to slide these puppies together here. And notice it's male, female in the direction of airflow. We're going to we recycle aluminum, so you do the same, okay? All right, we're gonna put that in there and come back. Like I said, the dryer will back right into that piece of cake. See you in a bit. Okay, we've gone up. You've seen the top plate cut out, hard pipe coming down through the wall. That's the end. Like I said at the beginning, you want cut out enough room the first time to go ahead and get all this done. And we'll see if we can, there you go. And what we'll do is put full tape around that seam, okay? And then pull the pipe down, and notice how I cut the oval out where that elbow will sit on it, okay? And then we're gonna come here, we're gonna get our measurements correct. We're gonna come 13 3/4 off the side of this to the edge of the hole and 2 inches off the floor up. We're gonna put a piece of plywood backer here, and we're gonna cover this hole with a piece of plywood, 1/2-inch plywood that matches the same width of the baseboard, because we don't want any, we want this in plane with the wall. and we're going to screw it in place. There again, once again, the dryer's going to back right into the receiver. We'll be back to show you after all this is done. Thank you. There you go. Let them see me taping this thing. Periscopes work better if you seal all, you don't want any leakage. Although the seams are good and manufactured good and tight, they're pretty tight and they work pretty good, but I just like to tape up areas that you may want to have a leak or two in. So. That's why we always include 2 lengths of tape in every kit to give you your creative taping abilities. Okay, and I already trial fitted the periscope to the measurements that we needed for the dryer to fit correctly, off the floor and from the wall. Excuse me, I use the washer as my benchmark on the left-hand side. Now, get the tape and things out of the way. It's always better to keep a neat and clean, tidy workspace. And by the way, see my hands in the cuts? You always get a little nick here and there, but hey. And believe it or not, it's not from the sheet metal. Okay, that's how it's going to go. Okay, but we need something to fasten it onto and cover that hole, correct? What I've done, gone out and cut a piece of 1/2-inch plywood. Cheap plywood, must be made in China, but anyway, the veneer's coming off here, but we're going to put this over that hole and screw it to the wall as our serves 2 purposes. It covers the hole. Look how pretty that is. It does make the job a lot neater. We know there's a stud right here. We use a 2-inch screw. See, it hit. You could tell. You can tell. Okay, see, that's perfect. Okay, we're going to need something. We know the stud's running right beside this box here. So we want to put a little backer on the wall right here. Yep, she's back there. Now, a little experience helps when you're doing this. Speeds things up a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to position this 2 inches off the floor to be the receiver. That should do it right there. We'll put a screw on our, and I always use a washer, little washer in the back there, because it holds much better. After 5,000 or so, I figured it out. See how good that works? Gotta love a screw gun. Woo! They're beautiful. When you operate them correctly. I'm right on top of that screw. So let's just move it a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. We always recommend you screw one back here. Give it a little push there. You don't push too hard. You push that elbow out the other side of the wall. See there? And now I'm going to put another one down in this corner because I can. And there you go. Lighten up a little bit, take a little bit of that pressure. Okay, that's good. See, now the dryer's going to back right into that. Should be no problem. Fit great. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn around and address the exhaust extender. See, now this could actually, because of its nature, and you got a smooth back here, it really wouldn't require an exhaust extender because it's just sticking out, and this will go right real nicely into this receiver. We're going to give that a try first, see how it works, and then if we have to, we're going to use the exhaust extender. What we do here is in every kit is you cut it down to the length you need. But because the back is flat, all dryers aren't the same. So we'll come back, we'll see if we need this. We put a clamp on it, clamp it where it will stay on good, and that's what the exhaust extender is all about. But we may not need that in this case. We'll check, we'll be back. Okay, as I said, the whole object's to slide this dryer right back into that receiver and you're pretty much done. No flex hose, never again, not needed. Now the great thing about the periscope, folks, is it's adjustable. The homeowner here asked me, says, Ray, now is there a problem later on when I buy a new dryer? Well, no, you got flexibility. You can unscrew it, cut your full tape, go back and adjust it to where it needs to be, screw it back on the wall for your new dryer, and you're good to go. Now, we did check the fit on this, and due to the space requirements and all, we can't show you it sliding back into the receiver, but you just get the picture of it. So we've got a shelf here and won't allow us good video. However, it works. We know it works. We trial fit it. It's great. Another successful all-metal dryer vent complete.